just throw up our hands, as we have been doing for years. We also have the complicating factor of groups like the NRA. And there may be NRA members here, and I welcome you, and I'm glad that you're here. But that organization, through their PAC checks, through the tens of millions of dollars that they spend in federal campaigns, has purchased the silence of my colleagues. They know the right thing to do, but they're afraid that it will cost them the next election, that they'll have an avalanche of NRA money coming down on their heads. So we have to be braver than that, and you and I have got to stick together, and we've got to stand up for universal background checks, close all loopholes, including the boyfriend loophole, so that anyone who has a history of violence and self-harm or should not own a firearm is not able to purchase one. And this one might be a little bit more contentious, so I want to say at the outset that you can come to a different conclusion on this one, and I respect you all the same. You're every bit as American. I know that you do not want gun violence, even though you disagree with me on this, but listening, especially to veterans who've carried weapons of war in combat and battle. One who I met in Wichita Falls told me that in Vietnam, he was not as well armed as the shooter was in that Parkland, Florida high school shooting. He said those defenseless kids were up against superior firepower.
Thanks.
Those weapons of war designed for the sole purpose of killing people. That's what they were designed to do. They were engineered and marketed, sold to the United States military. We purchased it with your tax dollars to kill people as effectively, as efficiently, and as great a number as possible. Those weapons of war that produce an exit wound the size of an orange when it comes through your system, that will cause you to bleed to death before we have a chance to get to you and save your life. Those weapons of war belong on the battlefield, should not be sold into our community. Unless we want to continue to expect them to show up in our schools, our churches, and in our public life. And so, what I just described will not save every life, and we should also understand that from the outset. But allowing the perfect to become the enemy of the good, which we all too often do, we say, well, it won't solve every problem, so why should we even begin down this path? If it saves more lives, if it allows more children to feel confident going into that classroom, if it frees teachers from the fear that after everything they've already sacrificed for those kids in front of them, that they'll be asked to step in between somebody with a gun who enters that classroom and those kids that they care about so much, then we have made progress. And I want us, this state, with this proud, long, rich heritage and history of responsible gun ownership, to be the state that leads the way. Thank you for your question.